Hey, what's up again, YouTube? It's Joey. This is the Condor Crotalus. This is actually a brand new one that I just got in the mail today. The company president or slash general manager, Richard Jones, he goes by Rick Jones. He's been very helpful with me to send me a new knife in for free. He just took the old one back. The other sheath had problems. I had done a video on that. Go back and watch it if you missed it. Basically, this sheath has the same problems. They're just not quite as bad. It's a flaw in the sheath itself because it's a first run, and I think Condor needs to address it. And I'm going to call him back and tell him what I think the problem is. For one, taking it out is fine. You use your thumb, it slides out fine. These are in the way a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, you can always take this off if you want to, but then there's no way to clip it in the back. Anyway, that's just another story. What you're looking at is you're looking at almost SE quality material, almost. You're still cutting your Kydex a little bit as I'm wiping that away, but you're looking at great material here, 107.5, and the heat treat is pretty darn good with Condor, because I've actually used their, if you see my other video on the Condor Bushcraft Parang, and I chopped for hours with that without sharpening it for the first time, because they put a convex edge. It's rounded off on both sides, so the tip isn't like this, it's like this. So you're actually getting a lot tougher and stronger of an edge. It's going to last longer. Anyway, so you have your micarta, which is stickier when it gets wet. And if I press my thumb here, that'll be dry before I finish this little quick video. Basically what's wrong with the knife and the sheath, if you notice, this is squared off and not molded directly to the knife. This right here has a downward slope just like the knife. Is that picking up right? Okay, so basically you have to put the knife back in the sheath at that angle just right. And see, I'm still having a little trouble doing it this way. There it goes. And then it'll click and you can snap. Now taking it out is nothing. I mean, in fact, it's almost like taking out an Essie. If you didn't have these, the Essies fly out. You just do this, yeah, like that. So I mean, it's easy to take out, which, I mean, if you're going to use this for self-defense, which I wouldn't really, I mean, you could, but it's the way it's shaped, it's more of a bushcraft type, or skinning almost type blade with all that belly here, in my honest opinion. But to just jam it in like that is fine. That time it went in good. But if you were to hold it and try to put it in straight, well, now it's not going to do it. There it goes. I'm not going to tear up this knife doing this again. But basically, there it goes again. But basically, you got to kind of wiggle the knife to get it in right, because the point is catching somewhere up in here. Also, as a colleague pointed out, my friend Chris, right down here, it seems like they could use a millimeter or two more space in that little slot right there at the bottom to allow the blade edge a little more room just for entry. Because if you notice, look at the blade edge. He was right. It is taking some Kydex with it again. And this is, I've waited, it took me a week to get it sent off, and then it took me another week to get it back. And actually, this is a flaw as well. But, you know, and here, that wasn't on my other knife. If you compare it to the other knife in the video, I'm about 95% sure. Anyway, it's still a fabulous looking knife. It's not perfect, but I mean, there are no hot spots. Everything's rounded just right. I mean, this might be a hot spot going this way, but you have no business putting your hand right here. That's just in my opinion. There's no functional jimping, but there is a little ledge right here, so if you really just want to get close, you can kind of hold it like that. That's cool. But you got to remember, everybody, what you're looking at is a $65 knife on eBay. I mean, a lot of people are starting to carry this. It's just becoming into production. The company president or general manager out of Orlando, Florida, told me that he's taking my knife to El Salvador, where their factory is, at the end of this month, which should be in another week. It's September 24th right now. So it should be in another few days. Anyway, to show them and figure out what's wrong with this. And I'm about to email him and let him know what's wrong with it, because I think I finally figured it out. But Anyway, they're in their first run. They just made these. They're brand new for 2014. If they can just fix this sheath, it'd be really nice. Like, see, it goes in. It's better fit than my last one, but it still has its problems. As far as rattle, there's none. The other sheath had some rattle. I think Chris from Prepared Mind 101. Everybody that watches knives knows who he is. I think his had some rattle in his video, but anyway, they sent me, I'm pretty sure they sent me one of the best sheaths they had. But anyway, all in all, it's still awesome for the price, even if they don't fix the sheath. You just have to be careful putting it back in. That's all. Thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe.